podcast all about knitting, sewing and creating your own handmade wardrobe. My name is Stevie and I live on the south coast of England. I don't know what else to say. Welcome back if you're returning, and hello if you're new. There was lots of people who came and said hello at Unravel, so thank you for that. That was lovely seeing people. Yeah, it's been a while. It's not been too long. I hope you enjoyed that I had 2 videos up last time. The reason I put up 2 videos was because one, I was heavily pregnant, I never uploaded, and so I thought it might be worth adding 2. The one that I did when we just moved in and the one from when I was pregnant. So I hope that was something that you guys found helpful, so my projects didn't kind of come from out of the blue. One of the main reasons I did that was because Gaynor from Tales of Cuckoo Land, I met her at one of the Flock events and she said, "Oh, I've been watching your podcast but from the beginning," and so, you know, it's worth uploading because people like me might be watching from the beginning. So thank you for that, Gaynor. I have to say my mum is loving Gaynor's vlogs at the moment. So she's Tales from Cuckoo Land, so check her out. Her advertising goes towards her son's school in Bristol. So if you are going to check out Tales from Cuckoo Land, make sure that you watch the ads. It's just a couple of minutes of your time, but it's really important to them, which is, you know, a great thing to do. So little bits happened. As you can see, I'm in my sewing room, my new sewing room. Not quite worked out where the podcast is going to be, but we're trying this for now. My lovely friend Claire, I will have to flip the video, hopefully I will have done that, bought me these little letters, and they lived on my shelves when we were in the old house, and I couldn't find the V for the longest time, but I finally found it. So I've got that, which is making me very happy. So yes, I'm in my sewing room, tangent, sorry. And my mum has very kindly taken my little boy out for a walk. So I thought I'd jump on and podcast while they're out. I don't know how long that'll be, but I'll try and get through as much of it as I can. So since we last saw each other, I have finished a few things. I have been to Unravel at Farnham, and I have managed to tear a ligament in my calf. It's been a bit crazy around here. We've all been ill. And then I tore this ligament in my calf. My poor mum drove down to look after us while we were ill last week. And then she had about 3 days and had to drive back down again because I wasn't able to walk. I can hobble now, but it's helped with my knitting time. I've managed to just jump on that and just throw myself into that rather than thinking about all the things I should be doing. But there we go. We went to Unravel, as I said, and that was fabulous, and I'll talk more about that when we get to acquisitions, because there's a few, as I'm sure that you would guess. So FOs, let's go into FOs. So normally I would have like 1 FO at a push, but today 3 FOs. How brilliant is that? So first one up is the little Flax jumper. The Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. So I didn't omit the stripe, I just used the garter along the whole of the raglan top of the sleeve. This is Mr. B's yarn in Picky Out the Stingers, and it's a perfect colour for my little boy because his eyes are green, and it didn't take long at all. It was super speedy, really cute, it fits him, it's super cute. I made the 1 to 2 size, I think. If I didn't, I'll put it down below, but I'm pretty sure it was the 1 to 2 size. And yeah, it knit up a dream. I think it's on 4mm needles, so it's got a nice sort of open texture, but it's so light. And my friend made him one when he was born, and he's almost grown out of it, so I can totally see us knitting Flax Lights until he's sort of 5 or 6, to be honest. So yeah, FO number 1 is the Flax Light, and this is the first time I've actually knit with my Mr. B's yarn. I've got quite a bit of it, but it is so soft when it's blocked. Oh my gosh, this is lovely. This is their 4-ply. Yes, and it's beautiful. FO number 2, I'm doing them in order of when I finish them. FO number 2 I haven't woven in the ends because it is sort of scaring me a bit. But I have finished my order shawl. And I will try and get a picture of the whole thing at some point. But yeah, this is my order shawl. And the order shawl is by Amber O'Brien. It's probably the last time I'll say all of the things. The mohair is Shibui Silk Cloud in bone. This pink colour is Tea at Pemberley by Little Skein in the Big Wool. And the grey, which I did the lace in, is Elephant Ears by Lay Family Yarns. I love it. It's so pretty and it's really nice and big. Actually, the lace looks really good on there. It's bias shawl, so you do an increase on one side and a decrease on the other to create your bias. This skein of Life in the Big Wool had a few splodges of blue in it, which I wasn't expecting. Seeing if I can find one now, I bet I can't. But clearly it's not a problem because I can't find any. It's lovely. It's a really nice wrap. I don't know, excuse my ends. I wouldn't say it's a full, it's not as huge as I thought it would be. It's lovely and thick though. And I like that you get a peek of lace and the lovely soft, there's a blue speckle there, look. The lovely soft, it's so soft, mohair against your skin. It's the first time I've knitted with mohair on its own. I knit the BEC Hat, where you strand it together with, I think it was quite a rough DK that I had. But this is with an MCN, so this Tea at Pemberley, the pink, is an MCN. So I've got MCN and Silk Cloud, and then the Elephant Ears is just a normal merino nylon. But I'm pleased with that because the definition is so good on that lace. If I've got mistakes, really sorry. Try not to look at them. Yeah, the lace panel was really fun to knit, really engaging, and it's my first Amber O'Brien pattern. I've got quite a few in my library and I definitely will do some more. I didn't enjoy knitting the mohair by itself that much, but because it was such a simple garter repeat, it was okay, it was fine. I would maybe do it again, but not in a hurry. So I really like the effect actually. I wasn't sure when I started it whether I would like the effect of the mohair stripe with the MCN, but I actually really like it, and now it's washed, it is so soft. Oh my god, so soft. So I need to weave my ends in, clearly. They're not tassely enough to not weave in, but there you go. Let's give you a bit of a, and that end over there. Yes, order shawl, really pleased with that, and it's finished, finally. I was about to start, I think, the second lace panel when I saw you last, and I just bit the bullet and did it. I was finding it a bit boring just knitting the garter stripe, but I think when you've got other things on the needles that are engaging, it's nice to have a bit of garter nothingness. But I like to have a challenge and then a thing that's not a challenge. Talking of challenges. So talking of challenges, this is a long-standing whip and I am so glad they are finished. So you have seen this hoe before. This is the Rose Hip Socks by Tales of Yarnia. Still didn't weave in that end. Rose Hip Socks, Tales of Yarnia, which is Hannah. And I test knit these, and I looked at the date on Ravelry and I test knit them 2 years ago. And I finished the sock 2 years ago. And I've been working on the other one ever since. And it's not that this pattern isn't great, because it is, it's beautiful. there's the back texture and the front. You'll be able to see better the front texture when I show you the other. But yes, so the yarns were Knit Picks Stroll in Dogwood Heather, and then this was a hand-dyed mini that I dyed, and actually they match really nicely. So it's not that the pattern's not engaging, it's almost that it's a lot. It was my first pattern sock, and I think that was the problem. It's great until you're working two different patterns at the same time, and I found it towards the end a bit of a slog, simply because you're using a cable needle and you've got lots and lots to do. And if you're an experienced sock knitter, I think that's brilliant, and if you want a challenge, this is a great challenge sock. And they are beautiful, and everybody I've spoken to has said, oh my god, those socks are so beautiful. And I took them to knit night just to I had to have a friend help me out with the heel I'd messed up, and she was just going, oh my god, they're so beautiful, you have to finish them. And I was like, yes, I have to finish them. So I have finished them. This is the second sock. There you go, you can see the texture a bit better now. Yeah, so these are the rose hip socks, and they are finished. I have two, look, proof. I actually have two. I've blocked both. This one, I've lost my sock blockers in the move. I know they're here somewhere, but I currently do not have them, which is why this one's beautifully blocked and this one's a bit elephant trunk. So, yeah, they're done. I can't wait to wear them. I'm really excited. Now they've been on the podcast, I can wear them. One is significantly bigger than the other. Now, I sort of did that on purpose. I have one that's about half the size bigger than the other. I don't know if that's unusual. It might be, but that's the way it is. I love twisted rib. I know I'm one of those weird people. I also love that your twisted rib matches on your sides, and it matches over here. It's a really clever pattern, and Hannah is so clever to be able to have this in her head and knit it and write the pattern down. So clever, and I love her to bits. So I'm really sorry that it's taken me quite so long to finish them, Hannah. But they are gorgeous, and that is 3 FOs. 3 FOs. Ah, it's exciting. Okay, so that really kicked my mojo off, which is great. So you have seen this before. I am making progress with it. I'm loving, or I loved it. And this is the Floozy by Libby Johnson. There, I think I was just finished the yoke last time you saw it, and I'm just doing the knitting back and forth. I did knit quite a big size. It's my first time doing mosaic colourwork, and I loved it. Just slip stitches, nice and easy. Really fun, but as I said, I'm just in the mindless back and forth now. I can't remember what size it is. I'll have a look on the pattern. I'm using 3.5mm needles. The needles are Zings, Knit Pro Zings. I've got a few of these and I like them and they're comfortable enough to knit with, but I've been increasing my chalgoos recently, so been knitting more on my chalgoos, but my other chalgoo 3.5 was on my Audra, so I had to cast on with these and I've just carried on. The little pops you can see are purple. This is a mini that I had in the stash. The rest of the yarn is John Arbon Faulkner Merino. In fact, I've got a skein here, knit by numbers, and this is the colour KBN 42. The pink is also a knit by numbers, and it's 100% Falkland Merino. It is 400 meters per 100 grams. I've already knit with this before and I love it, and it's so soft. Oh, that's quite good. You can see the increases there. Can't see that very easily on the jumper itself, but that might go away with blocking. I started another jumper project I probably should have a small project, a shawl project and a jumper on the go, but got too excited. And so I cast on the Errol, didn't look like Errol, it's E-R-E-L-L by BEC Anna. And yeah, you haven't seen this before, but there's quite a lot of it. There we go. Oh, don't lose stitches, Stevie. Just changed all of yarn, which is why that's... So yes, it's beautiful. I'm really liking this, and I didn't have this in my queue or anything, but I did have the yarn. I've had the yarn for a really long time. I bought it just after Edinburgh. I went to Eden Cottage Yarns at Edinburgh and just got a bit overwhelmed with the amount of stuff and what yardage I needed. So when we went home to the Airbnb, I just ordered online. So this is their alpaca DK, and the colour, in fact it's in my, so it is Eden Cottage Yarns. This is their Whitfell DK. There's a skein of it there. It's really hard to get this colour right. It's probably that. It's kind of like an orchid. Colourway is fuchsia. I would say it's kind of orchid colour, and it's 100% baby alpaca. 109 yards for 50 grams. Yes, Whitfell DK. So I have loads of this. I think I bought 13 skeins. So 1,300 odd meters. So plenty for this jumper, maybe a bit over what I need. But I saw it and I just thought, that's a really comfy jumper. So you get these star stitches and they start off quite concentrated, and then they start to kind of peter out as you get up to the jumper. I'll put a picture up so you can see. And then it's kind of got relaxed drop shoulders and sort of little sleeves. I'm not really a fan of bottom up sweaters, but a few things, oh sorry, that's Mohair. A few things that I've wanted to knit recently have been bottom up, so I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and give it a go. I'm going to knit this longer than the pattern suggests because it's quite cropped on Anna. So I probably will repeat one of the star stitches, maybe the last section, twice more than it needs. But yeah, really enjoying that. It's really nice, simple, easy knit, and it's so soft because it's 100% alpaca. And I'm looking forward to kind of getting the drape out of this alpaca, because it's a nice drapey jumper, and I've been desperate to use that up because I went to Edinburgh in 2017, I think, so it's been in my stash long enough now, and I just kept picking it up and putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, thinking I really want to use it but I can't. So we are using it now. And then the last whip I started Wednesday, so fairly recently, and this is the beeswax hat from Amy Vanderleer, I think. If I've got that wrong, I'm really sorry. I'll put it up on the screen. And I've been dying to knit this forever. Oh, that one looks quite good. Yeah. I've been dying to knit this forever, and I've had this yarn forever. I bought this at Unravel the first time round, so that's probably 2016, 17, something like that. And this yarn is the Fibre Company Road to China Light in Topaz. No, it can't be Topaz. Can it? I'll put it on the screen. I think it's Topaz. Yes, and it is a silk, alpaca and something else amazing. Yes, I've got the ball band, hang on. Okay, so it's the Fibre Company, it is Topaz is the colour, it is the Road to China Light, cashmere, camel, silk and alpaca, and this is a sport weight. So I am knitting it to a DK, simply because I wanted this hat and I wanted it in this yarn, and I've ummed and ahed over it for so long because it wasn't the right gauge and this, that and the other. I just thought, it's a hat, why do I care? just knit the damn thing. So I've started, these are the sort of start of the cables. I'm really excited to have this hat in my life, and yes, okay, it's a little bit looser gauge, but it just makes it really drapey and beautiful, so I'm happy with that. So hopefully this will not take me very long. It's nice to have a bit of a challenging thing when I've got the Errol and the Floozy just kind of knitting away, doing a little bit knitting away. So I needed a challenge project. It's not that challenging, it's just following charts, but I haven't done a cable project in forever either. So okay, so I'm just going to do a quick sewing FO and then we'll move on to acquisitions from Unravel. So I said FO, it's not an FO, it's a whip. So this is the Kyoto Jumper, and this is by Paper Cut Patterns, and I've been dying to get on my sewing machine for ages, and I've been dying to make this for ages, and I finally got my bumming gear and got my sewing machine out and the stuff, and I zipped this up pretty quickly, but it just needs some adjustments. So here it is. Oh, looks very purpley on there. Yep, so it is the Kyoto, so it's got a drop shoulder and then it's got this lovely frill. Does look more frilly in person. That's a bit better. And this is the Isabella jersey from when I worked at Fabric Godmother, and it's lovely. And I've used the Isabella jersey for other tops in my wardrobe that I wear all of the time. So I felt like I wanted a fancy jumper. I'm finding, because I'm still feeding little man, that it's really useful to have a vest top and then a jumper, and just you do what you need to do. So I needed some more jumpers that were kind of lightweight but I could just whip up. So yes, I don't know how easy. As you can see, it's massive. So I have some pins in here. I've just turned it the right way around, but I have some pins to take it in. I made either the large or the extra large. I think I made the extra large just because it was just after I'd had Theo and I wasn't sure what size. I could easily have made a medium, possibly even a small. So yeah, that just needs taking in, and just the finishing bits need doing, so I need to overlock, and yeah, there you go. You can see the amount that I'm going to need to take in on both sides is, it's not very easy to see. Yeah, quite a bit. So there's that. I am enjoying it. I really love sewing t-shirts and quick things like that. I'm struggling to get sewing into my routine compared to knitting when I can be on the sofa, because if it's late and Theo's in bed, I feel like I'm going to wake him up with a sewing machine. Unravel. I had the best time. This year I went with my knit group, which was lovely. Some of them hadn't been before. It's my 3rd year going, I think. Yeah, 3rd year going. And it didn't disappoint. This year there were some really good vendors, and some that I'd never heard of, that I thought, actually they're amazing. Why have I never heard of these people? It was good going with my knit group because they're all quite individual people, and so we had a bit of a recce first. So I sort of explained that the rooms are all over the place. If you've never been to Unravel in Farnham in the UK, it's a brewery, I think it was once upon a time. I guess that's what a Maltings is, to do with the malt. I don't know. Please correct me if I am wrong. But it's full of lots of little rooms, and it's kind of used as an art centre and exhibition space, and they did classes and what have you. So it's lots of little rooms, and then there's sort of a bigger room in the centre. So I checked out the smaller rooms first, kind of looked at what I wanted to look at, and then I left the biggest room till last because it's normally the busiest room at the start. So first place I went was the top rooms, and I found Black Elephant, and I've never really had them on my radar before, I've heard of them, but I'd never really looked at their stuff. But I was on the hunt for specifically nothing 4-ply, no fingering weight whatsoever because I've got loads, and I wanted mohair because I want to knit up some of my fingering weight stash with mohair to knit it to DK gauge. So I have this is not bought at Unravel, I have this skein, 2 skeins of Sea Story by Homespun House, and I wanted mohair that would go with this to make either a love note or a ranunculus. So I have 2 skeins of this, and it's quite a big yardage. Oh no, 407 yards, so not that big a yardage, but I've got 2 skeins and it's got stellina in it. It's really pretty. So I picked this up to start with from Black Elephant. So this is Ocean Eyes is the colourway. This is their lace. It's 420 metres, 72 mohair, 28 silk. So it's really pretty, but I'm not sure. Well, maybe. I wasn't sure whether that was going to definitely go with that or I'll put it with something else. There's crumbs in it. It's a bit weird. So yes, I bought that for that, and I bought 2 skeins of it. This is 420, so 840 metres of that, but I could use it in a shawl of some kind or double strand it with something else. Then I found Crossin Words, and they're a new to me shop, but I loved their aesthetic immediately, and they had a wall of Vichy Boosh lamb's wool at the back and some amazing project bags, and I'm gutted I should have gone and got another project bag, but I didn't. But they were amazing. And so the problem is Vichy Boosh lamb's wool, which I would have loved to have bought a sweater quantity of, was 4-ply, and I wasn't buying 4-ply. But I did buy mohair. So I picked up the Vichy Boosh Le Petit Silk and Mohair, and this is 210 metres, 230 yards. It's 30 silk and 70 mohair, and I got the colour beige. I went very beige. So I think I got 6 or 8 of these. I think I got 6. This was to strand with some fingering weight that I have from Camilla Vad, and that's lamb's wool too, actually. So I was looking forward to putting them together. Originally I was going to make the magnolia pullover, but I probably will make something else. I don't know what yet, but I'm looking forward to putting those 2 together. And Crossin Words was probably the best booth there, in my humble opinion, and they were very kind, and included a tote bag with my purchase, and I was wearing my Zweig, and so they were like, well, pink's definitely going to be the right colour for you. So thank you very much, ladies, that was great. I should say their shop is in the Netherlands. I think it's in The Hague, so can't visit very easily, but I hope they come back to Unravel because it was so good. Zara is new to me, but her shop is not, so I think it's the Loveliest Yarn Company, and her name's escaped me, I'm really sorry. The lady who runs the Loveliest Yarn Co. also has Banshee yarns. So I bought this. I bought 3 of these. Can anyone see the problem with that I bought 3 of these? Yep, they are fingering weight. I know, but I found this in her, she had like a bargain bin, and I think her skeins were about £18 and these were £12 each, and there's 3 of them, and it's her cashmere sock. So it's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 400 metres in the colourway Gorse. And I don't know if I can, it's much more gold than that. It's coming out a little brown. No, it's quite a yellowy gold. And I really wanted some DK or worsted weight in this kind of gold, and I just couldn't find it. So I ended up picking up these 3 gorgeous skeins. So yeah, failed on that account. But I didn't go mad and buy more of that. And I was with a friend and I was like, is this a bad idea? And she was like, no, it's cashmere. It's in the bargain bin. Why are we even having this conversation? So thanks, Becky, for the enabling. I know she watches. So yes, I bought those 3 from Banshee Yarns. She had some really lovely stuff. I also picked up a yak base that she had, but she didn't have enough of it for me to get this time round, which was really sad. The other place I tried to get a sweater quantity was Kettle Yarns, and I love Kettle Yarns, but man, they are pricey. And they're beautiful, and I love them, but I just can't justify it. And this was also in their bargain bin because it's a one-of-a-kind colourway. It's very similar to another colourway they have, I can't remember. But this is their Islington DK, which is a BFL silk, and it's super soft. It's DK weight, so it's 212 metres, 232 yards, and I thought this would make an amazing hat. Or even maybe go in a shawl with some other colours, but definitely gorgeous. It's kind of this amazing rose goldy colour, and then there's like a splash. I guess that might be why it's a one of a kind. It had a kind of splash of goldy yellow in it. And yeah, that was in the bargain bin, so that was, I think, that might have been about £13 instead of 22, something like that. So yeah, really pleased with that one. You can tell it's got silk in it. So yes, quite a departure from my normal colours, I suppose, in some ways. I normally wear rose gold jewellery and stuff, so it sort of, I think it will complement. Then I went to the Yarn Badger, and I've tried to buy from her shop updates, but they're always sold out. But it was lovely to chat with her, and I went in and I walked away and I went back and I bought this. So this is her Sugary Sweet colourway, and this is Superwash Merino nylon. This was £21. Colourway, as I said, Sugary Sweet, and I loved that she had gumballs, but she also had skeins, and she was charging obviously more for gumballs, which is fine, but she was charging different prices for those, which I thought was really good because she didn't have to do that, but obviously it's a lot more work to make gumballs. So I'm really excited to knit this up. I love self-striping, and I don't think I've got any. I've got maybe one Lay Family Yarn self-striping at the moment that I haven't broken into. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah. Next was West Green Loft Yarns, which is Vichy, and it was lovely to see her and chat. She had been busy. I got to her later on in the day, and there was nothing left. She had nothing. And we went on the Saturday, so I'm sure she restocked after that, but she'd had a lot of people buy from her, and actually a few of my friends had bought some skeins. And there wasn't anything that wasn't fingering weight that I could see. I bought a little rose gold tape measure and a little pair of rose gold scissors, which I don't have with me. And then I decided I was going to buy a couple of minis. I've got a little pot of minis, and I've used a couple in my floozy cardigan and a few other bits and bobs, but I don't have, I've got lots of pinks and purples and not other colours that kind of complement, so I went for the colourway Toffee, and it's the, there you go, lovely colour. And then I went for Mr. Bingley because it's sort of her most popular. I don't know if I can get the colour, it's coming out a bit white, not blue. There you go, that's better against the grey. This is Mr. Bingley, and I've seen her knit things in this, and it's so lovely, and I would like eventually to get a sweater quantity. It's like the palest aqua-y blue. So yes, and that's her classic sock, so 75-25, and that's Mr. Bingley and Toffee. I don't know whether I'll use them together. I might do. They're quite a cool combination. He was a new to me dyer. I'll put the name down below. I'm really sorry I've forgotten it. I didn't buy yarn. He had quite a small stand, and it was lovely and really well set out, but there wasn't very much DK. And again, I was looking for DK. But he had some amazing bags, and I was on my way to get a hide and hammer bag, and I went to a yarn store. It's like the first place I was going was getting a hide and hammer bag. And I picked it up, and I was like, I don't want to pay £40 for this. And that was like my main thing. I was going to get a pink hazel bag, and I was going to get a hide and hammer, and that was what I wanted. I was like, I don't think I do want that. So I put the hide and hammer one back, and I went over to Pink Hazel, and they had some bucket bags that I really liked, and they were £70. I was like, And you know, I get that they're pink hazel bags, and having sewn and doing sewing, I can understand it's somebody's work, and £70 is reasonable for them to ask. I just couldn't stretch to £70 this time round. So when I went to this gent's booth, his sister makes project bags, and I found one in a rifle paper company that was £18, and I was just like, I'm super happy with this. It's really, really nicely made. The top stitching's epic. Look how neat that is. And it's my colours, and it's rifle paper company canvas, and inside it's got this kind of cute pink. No pockets or anything, but I don't really need them. Flat bottom with this kind of nice pink canvasy stuff underneath. And she doesn't have a label, but she needs to put one in, and I've got a little matryoshka there. Sorry if I've butchered that, but that's how we say it. I say it. And lovely pink cord as well. So yeah, I'm super thrilled with this bag. Quite happy that I paid £18 for it, because there was others on Pink Hazel that were a lot more than that. Okay, we are nearing the end of the yarn piggery. I only seem to go to Unravel. There's no Edinburgh this year. I was really gutted there's no Edinburgh this year. I really wanted to go at my maternity leave, and I was like, yes, I get to go to Edinburgh and it's going to be brilliant. Then they were like, yeah, no Edinburgh this year. So at Unravel, I was conscious it's probably the only show that I'm going to this year. If I'm lucky, I might get to Fibre maybe, but we'll wait and see. So the last place I purchased was at Spectrum Fibre, and she's local to us, which is lovely. She's Brighton based, and actually she's done a few of my sister-in-law's craft fairs and stuff. I've never met her in person. This is Bryony I'm talking about. I'm saying her. This is Bryony. So she is Spectrum Fibre, and there was a few things I wanted from her anyway. I wanted some of her super chunky in origami, I decided, but actually when I saw this I preferred it. Didn't have any black in it, and this is Summer Bloom Speckle. Look how epic. It reminds me of Saved by the Bell, her kind of retro labels. They're so cute. They've got like little diamondy, oh, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. Yeah, there you go. A little kind of diamondy shapes on them in metallics. So cool. Well done on branding, Bryony. It's epic. So I got that one, and this is Summer Bloom Speckle in her super chunky, which is 70 metres. This is clearly just going to be a hat of awesomeness with a ridiculous pom-pom. That's what that's going to be. And I bought, guess what, more mohair. I sort of had not second thoughts over my I didn't have second thoughts over my Black Elephant mohair. I really love it, and I'm still going to use it. But I saw this and it's just a bit brighter, and with that kind of the colour that I had in mind, I wasn't sure whether, excuse me, this was better with this. And having put them together, I think I prefer those two together, but I will swatch with both and I will use both. So this is her, funnily enough, I've got a colourway called Blue Planet, but this is Blue Planet. Mine looks nothing like this. And this is 50 grams, but it's 420 metres of mohair, 72 mohair, 28 silk. So yeah, I think they must be the same base that they use to dye on. So this is Ocean Eyes and this is Blue Planet. So this is the Blue Elephant and this is the Spectrum Fibre. As you can see, one is slightly more muted than the other. I will swatch with both. We don't know now. I will swatch with both and see which comes out nicer. I've got the same amount of both mohairs anyway, so we will try that. So yeah, that was my Spectrum Fibre haul. There's two of these and one of these. I could easily have bought everything on her stand, and she had a really good position actually right at the bottom of the stairs in the cellar bar, so I hope she did really well. And I'm sure I'll see you at an event soon, Bryony. It was nice to meet you and chat, and it was lovely to meet loads of people. I finally met Ellie of Skeindale, which was great. I had a little chat with her, and the lovely lady who owns Knit with Attitude. It's one of the local ones to Ellie, and she's also a fellow Norwegian. She had pleister bags, but I'm really looking for the mint coloured pleister bag. Don't know if they do it anymore, really want one. And we started on kind of chatting about, you know, do you like pleister bags? And both of them turned around and went, yes, I'm wearing one. Okay, sorry. So I definitely want one. I just couldn't bring myself to buy the colours that she had in with her. But that was a gorgeous booth as well, with kind of Norwegian yarns and specialist kind of colourworky yarns and stuff, so that was really lovely. So nice to meet them and chat with them. Who else did I meet? I missed a few people this year. I missed Gaynor. I didn't see her, but I think she went on a Sunday with her mum. And there wasn't a lot of people that I would normally see, and I don't know whether that's because they went on the Friday and the Sunday. Thank you to everybody who stopped me and said that they loved my Zweig, which is what I wore. That was really kind, and I really appreciate that. And there was a few people, there's one girl walking around and I literally like launched myself at her, like, what is that pattern? Now I can't remember the name, but I'll put it, I think it's Carlina. The yoke sweater, oh, so good. Beautiful. And she was with her boyfriend, so I sort of, she was a bit like, weird woman asking her what her jumper is. But yes, so that's definitely gone to the top of my list. I missed Caroline Dundonit, but my friend Becky saw her and had a hug and stuff, and she was thrilled. I was a bit gutted I missed her because I wanted to say hi. But you know, well, I'm sure we'll all bump into each other eventually. I also forgot to mention that I bought some pom-poms, not actual pom-poms, but magazine pom-poms. So they had also had a sale, so I picked up the issue 27, which is the Nora Gorn one. So good. This was, doesn't say, winter issue 2018. They had a buy one get one free on some of the back issues, so I picked up the issue, don't know what issue, doesn't say what issue, but this is winter 2015. And then I picked up the new issue, which is the most amazing. Look at her and that jumper. It's just the best cover. I think they've done so well with that cover. She is absolutely stunning. That jumper is amazing. Her tattoos are amazing. Oh, just really loved their cover this time around. And the jumper is Johi Locatelli, and it's just so good. I'm sure lots of people have done reviews on this particular issue, but yes, I know it's just about come out, so I did that. Sorry, it's been a bit of a rambly one as usual, just trying to get in all the things. At least there was content, so much content this time round, which is yay, exciting. So thank you if you are returning, and if you are new, please like and subscribe. It'd be lovely. We are getting, well, we're over 1,000, which is amazing. I should really sort of give away out for that, and I will do that soon. There's a lot going on, but I'm hoping to do that. And yeah, so if you aren't subscribing, please do. It's really exciting when I get an email that says somebody subscribed. I'm like, yay. And it's lovely to chat with you in the comments, and yeah, I'm always rubbish at this last bit. So take care, and I will see you hopefully soon. I'm trying to get this set up. This is my iPad this time around, so if you found the sound a bit rubbish or the quality's not as good, I'm aware I'm losing the light. It's about 4 o'clock. Please let me know in the comments, because I know a lot of people have trouble when I record on my phone. The sound quality is normally quite quiet, and I normally amp it up to 400% as soon as I get it into iMovie and edit. So yeah, please let me know if it's better on the iPad. So yeah, I'm rambling nonsense now. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.